Hi, this is attorney Joe Delamater with the law firm of Razumich and Delamater. I want to take a few minutes to talk about probation today. Before I do, please go ahead and click below if you want to learn more in depth about this topic or a variety of other topics, because we do have books and papers available for download on our website. Probation is something that happens when you're convicted. You don't get it in every single time that you're convicted because your sentence can vary. But if you have a suspended sentence, that's where probation comes into place. Under Indiana law, you cannot go on probation unless a form of your sentence is suspended. Suspended, you can actually think of literally being suspended over your head, because if you violate your probation at any time, that suspended sentence can and potentially will be executed as a punishment. Executed means you're going to jail or prison. Now, you can have a split sentence. Let's talk about a major felony where somebody is going to be looking at a 10-year sentence. Maybe they'll get 6 years in prison. 4 years are left over, right? Maybe those 4 years are suspended, but you only get 2 years on probation, because you're not required to have the entire duration of your suspended sentence on probation. In theory, you could have a day of probation with those 4 years suspended. But for that one day or for those 2 years, when you are on that probation sentence, that probation term, that full executed sentence can be given through that suspended time at any time if you violate. That's also worth noting because going back to those 2 years, that's 730 days, right? Well, if on day 729, you get a violation filed against you because maybe you smoked some weed or maybe you missed an appointment with your probation officer, you have that full suspended time that can potentially be levied against you regardless of how far into your probationary term you are. It's not fair, but it is the law. So what are some things that you may have to do while you're on probation? That might include submitting to random drug screens. It might include having to also subject yourself to showing up to report to your probation officer. Reporting can be done in different ways. Sometimes it's in person, sometimes it's actually on paper, sometimes it's by a telephone call. Your particular case and your particular probation officer will directly impact what level of reporting that you have. The big one that a lot of people unfortunately have a problem with when you're on probation is don't commit another crime. That's an automatic violation. Now, you may also have specific conditions of your probation. Maybe you're going to be required to go to drug classes. Maybe you're going to be required to go to domestic violence classes to prevent future violence from happening. The whole concept of probation is that you're going to rehabilitate now so that nothing bad happens in the future. And the other thing to consider is that if a violation is ever filed against you, alleging you have violated your probation, they are very easy for the state to prove and therefore very difficult to defend. It's not that proof beyond a reasonable doubt that you may hear being thrown around in the context of criminal cases that are pending before the court. Your court case is done now, and you are in a post-conviction status, and your burden of proof instead is by a preponderance of the evidence, which really is just more likely than not. Go ahead and flip a coin. I know that doesn't make me feel safe, and it shouldn't make you feel safe either. It can make these things very difficult to contest, which does make it very important that you hire a lawyer and carefully analyze each potential portion of your alleged violation. Now, hopefully you've hired us before you even need to worry about probation, so that we can get you the best result possible, so maybe you can even get off. Who knows? Because every case is individualized and every case is different. In Razumich and Delamater, we believe strongly in fighting for your case and getting you the best results possible and giving you educated legal counsel at every step along the way. We're lawyers ready to fight, and we'd like to be able to fight for you.